The attention position is the first position we learn in band. It's the position we do everything else from. When we start the attention position for the first time, we go from the feet up. So with our feet, we want them placed at 45-degree angles to each other. The best way to think of this is a big slice of pizza. We want our feet to look just like this. As we stand up, it's really important for proper spinal alignment. The best way to achieve spinal alignment is bend all the way down to your toes and then come back up, picturing yourself stacking every individual vertebrae back on top of each other. This really helps increase your height. Our arms are going to be lightly curled at the seams of the pants, and the chin, if we make an L with our thumb and forefinger, should point right under our neck to keep our head up nice and tall. Shoulders will be set back, head straight. Awesome. So that is the ideal attention position. So when we're getting the call to the attention position goes something like this. Detail, attend, hut.
What?
Okay, so it's really important that even though it happens a lot faster than the step through, all of the same body positions are the same. Shoulders are back, head, chin is up, feet are properly placed with heels to the backs. So at ease, let's try that again. We're going to go slow just so you can see when the command occurs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 is when the snap is. Detail, attend, hut.
What?
The next command that we're going to learn is the horns up and horns down commands. These commands both start from the attention position. Detail, attend, hut.
What?
Okay, so when band horns up, our arms are going to come up to 90-degree angles out away from our body. So if you can come up, not like this, just come up. Okay, as you notice here, our right fist is curled and our left hand just sits on top. Notice that between here and here we have a 90-degree angle, and also we have a 90-degree angle between here and here. These angles are really important, and make sure your horn has the correct angle so that the judges can hear you. So the call to the horns up position can only be called from the attention position. The call for horns up is band horns up and up. Okay, so let's try that. Detail, attend, hut.
What?
Band horns up
And up.
and for going horns down, the command is essentially the same except you say and down. Band horns down.
And down.
Let's try that again a little slower. Band horns up.
And up.
Band horns down.
And down.
The next command are the faces. Faces enable us to turn from forward to both sides and completely around. So when we start the face, we start in attention position, just like Candace is emulating for us here. So in the left face command, you're going to lift up the toe of your left foot and the heel of your right foot and pivot to your left. Awesome. Go back to attention for me. See that again. So toe up here, heel up here, and pivot. And together. Awesome. One more time. Okay, so go back to straight. Okay, toe up, heel up, pivot, together. Awesome. So the command for this is left face 1, 2. Okay, so let's take it from the beginning. Candace is going to go back to straight for us. So our command is going to be left face, pivot, together. Okay, so the pivot occurs on 1 and together is on 2. So again, left face, pivot, together. Left face,
1, 2.
left face.
1, 2.
Right face is pretty much the same thing, except for we're going to lift the right toe and come up on our left heel. So it's going to be the exact same thing, but we're going to pivot to our right. So it's going to be right, base, pivot, together. Right, base, pivot, together. Awesome. Come back to straight. So there are some times when we need to turn completely around. And that is a 3-step command, and is the only command we start with our right foot. So in the about face, it takes 3 counts. So it's about, base, 1, pivot, together. So again, come back to straight. So on beat, about, base, stop at 1. 1, toe is up. Toe and toe, heels are up. I can get my drumstick through both of the heels. It's very important that the heels are up, otherwise you will not be able to pivot. Count 2 is going to be the actual pivot, and you're going to pivot 180 degrees to your left, so you're facing the opposite direction. So let's go about, base, 1, 2. Okay, at count 2, both our heels are still up, our toes are planted, we're on the balls of our feet, and we are completely opposite the direction. On count 3, we're going to bring back our feet to our 90 degrees original attention position. So about, base, 1, 2, together. Okay, let's try that whole thing from the beginning. She's going to flip back around for us. About, base, step, pivot, in. Okay, one more time. About, base, step, pivot, in. And all of these commands can be called in sequence. So if we go right base,
1, 2.
left base,
1, 2.
about base,
1, 2, 3.
left base,
1, 2.
left base,
1, 2.
left base, right base,
1, 2.
about base,
1, 2, 3.
right base, left base, about base, in your face.
3. As you were, sir.
So this brought up an interesting point. I screwed up calling the command. That's my fault. When she says, as you were, sir, she does not do anything past the last command I called that was correct. So she completed all of the commands I gave her before I said, in your face. So she is still where she is, and she said, as you were, sir. Now, this is where this can get a little bit confusing. Unless I say, as you were, she will remain in that position until I say as you were. So right now I have not said as you were. If I say left face,
As you were, sir.
she just says it again, as you were. So I've said as you were now, so now she's gonna start commands again. Right face,
1, 2.
left face,
1, 2.
about face,
1, 2, 3.
about face.
1, 2, 3.
That is really important, and it's really important we get the faces down, nice and calm, completely pivoting. The mark time command is still at is still not moving, but it includes some motion with our feet. So this command starts from attention, detail, attend, cut.
1.
Okay, when we go into our mark time, the command is mark time, mark, and 1, and our foot comes into center. So it's mark time, mark, and 1, and that's our first step of the mark time. The next step, step 2, we bring both of our feet together, and then our feet go with the beat. Just the heels are picking up at this point. Nothing else in your body should be moving except for your heels. Okay, so Candace is going to show you what that looks like. She's going to go to attention, mark time, mark, and in, step, step. So when we want to halt this command, we need to bring both of our feet back to our neutral position. So the command is detail, halt, out, out. Okay, so when we're starting, mark time, mark, and 1, 2, and then we're in with our feet together. When we want to halt, detail, halt, right, left. Okay, that's pretty simple. Let's try that from the beginning at ease. Detail, attend, cut,
1.
mark time, mark,
And 1.
Okay, so when we're at mark time, we can do things like band horns up, band horns up,
and up,
band horns down,
and down,
detail, halt.
right now.
The commands that you cannot do when you're marking time are parade rest and any of the faces. They don't work when you're moving. So when we're at mark time, we are only going to be going band horns up and band horns down. Nothing else is going to be happening. We're not going to turn, we're not going to turn around, and we're definitely not going to mark time again. So one of our other commands we use a lot, especially when we need to stand for extended periods of time, is the parade rest. Parade rest can only be done from the attention position when your horns are down and you are not marking time. So if we want to go to parade rest, our feet are going to step out to shoulder width apart. Our hands are going to go behind our back, turn around, with your right hand on top of your left with your thumbs interlocking just like she's done here. Our chest is still out and our chin is still up. So the command for parade rest is parade rest, and the count happens on 1, just like attention. So if we go detail, attend, hut,
1,
parade rest. See how that happens nice on 1, nice and sharp. Now from parade rest, you cannot do any other command except for go to attention. Detail, attend, hut.
1.
So now we're going to put all these skills together into what's called a drill down. A drill down is basically doing the commands at the rate of the color without messing up. Now Candace and Kira are going to face off for us, and we're going to see who can master these basic commands the best. Ready? This is vocal command. Detail, attend, hut,
What?
parade, rest,
What?
attend, hut,
What?
band horns up,
And up,
band horns down,
and down.
parade, rest,
What?
attend, hut,
What?
band horns up,
And up.
right face.
1, 2.
So Kira is now out because she messed up, but because we're nice, we're gonna let Kira have one more shot. Band horns down,
And down.
left face,
1, 2.
right face,
1, 2.
about face,
1, 2, 3.
mark time, mark,
And 1.
band horns up,
And up.
band horns down,
And down.
ready, halt,
Right now.
left face, right face, about face.
1, 2, 3.
So that's a drill down. Basically, we put all these commands together in order to make an effective marcher.